Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the Parquet Stitch. This stitch is kind of a combination between the boxed block stitch and your usual granny square. It is a combination of single crochets, chain spaces, and your usual double crochet granny cluster. If you're not familiar with how to do these stitches, I will have links down in the description below for video tutorials on how to complete those. In the meantime, let's get started. Okay, so our multiple for row number 1 is any multiple of 3. So you're just going to continue to chain 3 until you get to the width that you want. And then we're going to start from the 6th chain from the hook. Now remember, that loop on your hook never counts as a stitch. So we'll count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in that 6th chain, we're going to put a single crochet. Now I want you to chain 2, and then we're going to skip 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain we're going to do another single crochet. And again, we will chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain, another single crochet. And again, chain 2. Now I want you to repeat this until you get to the last 3 stitches on your row, and then I will show you how to finish this off. Okay, when you get to the last 2 chains on your row, I want you to put in a single crochet in that very last chain space. And then we're going to chain 3 and turn, and now we can get started on row number 2. Row number 2 is where we're going to start putting in our double crochet cluster stitches. Okay, so that chain 3 acts as our first double crochet, but then at the base of that, I want you to put in a double crochet in the top of that single crochet from the row below. And then working into that single crochet from the row below after the chain 2, I want you to put in 3 double crochets. So here's number 1. Here's 2, and here's 3. This is where we kind of get that boxed block stitch vibe a little bit. All right, so moving over to the single crochet, we're going to again put in 3 double crochets. Here's number 1, number 2, and number 3. So you're just going to continue to do this all the way across your row, working in to those single crochets from the row below. I'll let you finish that up, and I'll meet you back here and I'll show you how to finish up row 2. Okay, after you've worked all of your clusters into your single crochets, you're going to have that chain 5 left at the end of your row. I want you to skip 2 of those chains, and working in the 3rd chain, I want you to put 2 double crochets. It's going to be kind of tricky getting your hook in there. Just make sure that you're getting into that chain space with those double crochets, or the end of your row won't work out correctly. So there is 1. Now I have 2. And I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and we'll start row 3. Rows 2 and 3 are going to be your repeat for the entire length of your project. All right, getting started on row 3 is pretty easy. We're going to work in the top of that last double crochet that we just worked from the row below with a single crochet. Now again, we need to chain 2. And we're still going to skip 2 spaces, but I want you to take a look at this. We're going to work into that middle double crochet from the row below. So we have the 3 double crochets. I want you to work right there in those V's of that one right there in the middle with a single crochet. And again, chain 2, skip 2, and working in that middle double crochet, single crochet, chain 2, and skip 2, and you're just going to continue to repeat this until you get to the end of your row, and I will meet you back here. Okay, when you get to the end of the row, you will have that double crochet in the chain 3. I want you to work into the top of that chain 3 with a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 3 and turn. So this finishes up row 3. So at this point, you're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 until you get to the length that you want. But let's take a second and I will show you how to change color. Okay, so changing color on the Parquet Stitch is pretty easy. I just finished up a row of double crochet clusters and I have those last 2 double crochets in this row. So I'm going to work the first double crochet. And then I'm going to work the second double crochet into that chain 3 space, or at least I'm going to try to work that double crochet, the chain 3 space. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 and I'm going to hold it right there. Now I'm going to grab my second color and drape it across my hook, and then I will pull it through those 2 loops to finish off that double crochet. You can cut off your first color and weave in those ends if you want, or you can carry it up the side, whatever works best for you. And that's it. That's all there really is to the Parquet Stitch. Pretty easy. And that's all there is for me today, folks. If you missed anything, feel free to go back and rewatch. I will have a link down in the description below for written instructions for the Parquet Stitch, as well as links to any patterns featuring the Parquet Stitch in the Ruby Gray shop. Thanks so much for stopping by. Love your face.